Nowadays, the game of golf is different. I was just watching the US Open, and guys are shooting 62s on a golf course that's supposed to be hard. But the fairways are wider, and the ball just goes further. So no matter how long you make the golf course, the guys are just going to hit it further.
Yeah.
So you got to tighten the golf course or do things to the golf course that takes their driver out of their hands. I mean, if you miss the fairway, you got to be penalized.
Right.
Now they don't care. They just bomb it up there. And I'm hitting the ball as long as I did in my heyday right now. And I'm 60 years old. So that should tell you something.
Tormented life. That is the only way to describe what Vijay Singh, at 62 years old, is living right now. Here is a man who climbed higher than almost any golfer who ever lived. 3 major championships, former world #1, over $71 million in career earnings. By every number that exists in this sport, he is one of the greatest to ever do it. But greatness and acceptance are 2 very different things. And for Vijay Singh, the same fire that built his legend is the exact same fire that burned every bridge behind him. So what did his peers actually see? What did they say behind closed doors? The answer will change how you look at this man forever. In early 2026, Singh used a career money list exemption to return to the regular PGA Tour, not the senior circuit, the full tour, at 62. People were not cheering. Younger players and media voices pushed back hard, saying he was robbing emerging professionals of their shot. But Vijay did not flinch. He made the cut at the Sony Open, shooting rounds of 68 and 70, then went straight to Instagram to mock every single person who doubted him. No apology, no humility, just defiance. Even today, he is still out on the range 6 to 8 hours a day, alone. No entourage, no broadcast deals, just him and a bucket of balls at TPC Sawgrass. The range rat, still grinding, but grinding alone. If this story is already pulling you in, tap hype right now and give this video some hype. It truly helps us keep bringing you stories like this one. Now, let us get into the real Vijay Singh. He lives in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, and the golfing world has largely moved on without him. His contemporaries have stepped into the elder statesman role. Golf course design, broadcasting, the dinner tables where the sport's future gets shaped. Vijay is not at those tables. He was never part of the inner circle during his prime, and he is not part of it now. Legends like Nicklaus and Palmer understood that being great on the course was only half the job. The other half was belonging. Vijay never bought into that second half, and the sport never fully forgave him for it. To understand why, you have to go back to 1985. Singh was 22 years old, competing at the Indonesian Open. He was accused of doctoring his scorecard to make the cut, reportedly lowering his score after the round finished, but before the card was signed. Singh claimed it was a misunderstanding involving an amateur marker. The governing bodies were not convinced. The Indonesian Golf Association investigated, suspended him indefinitely, and blackballed him from the regional circuit. According to reports, players who were present in Jakarta directly contradicted Singh's version, saying the evidence was clear and his refusal to admit fault still causes resentment today. Golf never fully forgave the Jakarta incident. It set the template for everything that came after. After the suspension, Singh ended up working as a club professional in Borneo, the Miri Golf Club in Sarawak, the Keningau Club in Sabah. He was hitting balls into the jungle for hours every day, completely alone. His personality calcified out there. He learned he did not need anyone. When he eventually returned through the safari circuit in Africa and then the European tour, he arrived as a mercenary, not a member. He played alongside people, but was never truly with them. Let us go through the key moments, starting with the most recent and working our way back. Number 5 is Brady Schnell. In 2020, when Singh took a spot on the Korn Ferry Tour, Schnell went public and called him, according to reports, a true piece of trash for taking an opportunity from a younger player. That kind of language aimed at a Hall of Famer shows how deep the resentment runs. Number 4 is Annika Sorenstam. In 2003, when Annika accepted an invitation to play in the Colonial Tournament on the PGA Tour, Singh told the press she did not belong in a men's field. The media branded him a villain almost overnight. Number 3 is Tiger Woods. Singh reportedly asked officials at Bay Hill to test the spring-like effect of Tiger's driver, questioning whether it was within legal limits. Using the rulebook against the face of the entire sport looked calculated. Gamesmanship dressed up as principle. Number 2 is Phil Mickelson. The year was 2005 and the stage was the Masters. Singh officially complained to rules officials that Phil Mickelson's 8mm metal spikes were damaging the greens. a move many viewed as a calculated attempt to distract a rival playing ahead of him. Officials approached Mickelson on the 13th green about his spikes. When Phil heard Singh had been criticizing his footwear to other players, he went to the locker room and confronted him face to face, reportedly using profanity and challenging him to settle it outside. Tiger Woods' former caddy Steve Williams later confirmed the interaction was hostile. People called it Spikegate, and it stuck. Number 1 is Tom Watson. Watson is one of the most respected voices in the history of this game. According to reports, he confronted Singh in a locker room setting in front of other players about his ball marking habits. Allegations of sliding the mark, moving the ball closer to the hole when lifting it, are among the most serious integrity issues in golf.
That confrontation was not a quiet conversation. It was a verdict delivered in front of witnesses, telling everyone in the room that despite his wins and his world ranking, Vijay Singh was still the player from Jakarta in the eyes of the old guard. Then came the moment that made the exile permanent. In 2013, Singh admitted to using deer antler spray containing IGF-1, a substance on the PGA Tour's prohibited list. The tour moved to suspend him, but the World Anti-Doping Agency clarified the concentration was insufficient to warrant suspension without a confirmed blood test, and the penalty was rescinded. Most players would have moved on. Vijay sued the PGA Tour for defamation and bad faith. The lawsuit dragged on for over 5 years before a confidential settlement in 2018. His legal team also pushed to force the tour to release disciplinary records of other players, trying to expose fellow professionals to make his case. Golf is built on honor, and honor is social. Vijay met every challenge to his integrity with defiance, and defiance has a price. Out on that range in Ponte Vedra, there are no judges, no rules officials, no inner circle watching, just the ball and the target. But when a Hall of Famer ends up alone at 62, still proving something to a world that has mostly stopped watching, it raises a real question. Was the grind always the point? Or did the range become the only place left where no one could reach him? Vijay Singh is still one of the greatest golfers who ever lived. That will never change. But in a sport where trust is the currency that builds a legacy, he leaves behind a complicated lesson. Greatness alone is not enough if you burn every room you walk into. Comment below with your favorite memory of Vijay on the course. Subscribe if you want more stories like this one. There is plenty more where this came from.